here on a Wednesday night, live on Wednesday night. It's BCP Live. Hi, I'm Joey McWilliams. It is not Tuesday night. It is Wednesday night, but that's okay because it is, it's election time. And we have a number of elections in Bryan County on Tuesday, and that is just 6 days away from now. So we get to talk to some folks, and one of those that we get to talk to is running for city council in Durant. That's Dr. Mike Simulescu. Dr. Mike, thank you very much for taking some time to be with us here on BCP Live tonight. I wanted to ask you a number of things about running for city council and more, but I'd just like to start with you in particular. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been in Durant, how you got here, and what you're doing right now.
Sure, absolutely. I've been here in Durant 13 years. I'm a physician, a pediatrician. I have a private practice with my partner, Dr. Jamie Aiken. We've been practicing together for that amount of time, 13 years in various clinics throughout the town. We were originally in a multi-specialty group, and then from there we moved on to our own down on Main Street, and then in the old Golden Corral building. And then after that, we decided we kind of outgrew that space, and we built our own clinic on Bryan Drive, just right next to Carmart. We are two of us currently. We take care of children, adolescents up until from 0 to 18 years of age. Occasionally, we'll have a few college kids, kind of stragglers, hang out with us a little while longer while they're in school, but usually 0 to 18. And then after, we also take care of babies at our nursery and some kids in the hospital when they're sick here in Durant at Alliance Health. So that's what we do. We take all major insurances and Sooner Care. And we have same-day appointments as well. So we're more than happy, and we're always open to take new patients.
And it's a great-looking facility, too. It was being built when my family and I were living on Live Oak, and it's just right over there about a block from where we were at the time, and it was neat getting to see it go up, but it's turned into a fantastic-looking place. Dr. Mike, then tell us a little bit, as you are running for city council in the city of Durant, coming from Ward 4, and by the way, everyone can vote for all of these different wards. If you are a Durant voter, we can talk about that in just a moment. But from Ward 4, what made you decide that you wanted to run for the city council?
That's a good question. I think part of it, since I've been established here 13 years, like I was mentioning, our clinic, we invested in the community, built a clinic. We established roots here. I have 4 children go to Durant schools, 3 of them, and then one that actually first friend still, but soon to go to Durant schools. We've done multiple youth sports in the community, active in our church, those kind of stuff. So I feel like I've been kind of established this as my home and my children's home. So I felt it was a good time to jump in and run for city council. I felt like the last few years, maybe things haven't gone the direction that we would have liked, or I felt was necessary for the growth and development of our city. And I thought this was, with so many seats up, I thought this was a good chance to go ahead and throw my hat in the ring for that. I've seen, I've dealt with a lot of families. We talk about young families, we talk about communities. I see that all the time in my clinic, all kinds of people from different economic classes, from different circumstances. And, I think we could all have a good improvement in some of those things for those folks through just improving our infrastructure, our parks, just better city management. I think we would all benefit for the next generation.
Talk to me, and you used the word community a couple of times. Talk to me about what that means and maybe how you reach out to some of the different community groups as in this role.
Sure. From a physician role, we see them, we take care of them when they're sick, and we do try to maintain preventative health type stuff. But as far as from a councilman perspective, I think the city council being open to new ideas, work with the groups that we have currently in town. There's a lot of whether it's church groups, whether it's civic organizations, Choctaw Nation, any of those groups, to build those bridges and partnerships that we've kind of lacked the last few years, to look outward to our community and outward from this sort of insular look that we've seen the last couple of years, I think is very important because we can't do these things alone. If we don't build those bridges and those relationships, there's not enough money, manpower for the city to go it alone.
When working with the city, and I know it's, it's kind of one of those things. It's I guess it's a bit of a thankless job anyway, in working in those positions, but you have an opportunity to get to, lead the way, and set some goals, and drive the city into, like you were mentioning, something that was better. What do you see as maybe some impediments that might be there, and that maybe you could turn things around a little bit?
Absolutely, yeah. I think part of some of the issues that we've had, we feel like we've had sort of a paralysis of action. So we're good at kind of diagnosing what the issues are, but we're not good at treating or planning for those things. And we do have plans. I think it would be helpful if we start to work those plans. There's always impediments. There's always funding issues. There's always, sometimes it's a cultural thing. We always fall back kind of sort of almost a defense mechanism when we can't do something to blame it on. We don't have money. We've always done it this way. Things like that. So we need to stop asking or stop saying why we can't do things, and let's figure out ways to do those things. And I think that's one of the things that's missed the last couple of years is we've sort of developed this sort of rut of, hey, we can't do it because we haven't been able to, instead of, hey, let's try to do something. So I think that's part of our issue. I also think the culture, a little bit of divisiveness the last couple of years with the council, with some of our local groups and the Choctaw Nation at times, it's kind of hurt those situations. So I think if we can just open those bridges and back up, I think we will be helpful, because I think if we get the most consensus from people and the most buy-in from people is when we interact and we sit down and talk about these things and come up with solutions, I think, and plan, and not only talk, but also act on what we've decided. And I think that's really important, because we've done a lot of talking the last couple of years.
I understand that. Would you mind if you could expand on that just a little bit? Let's say, for instance, Choctaw Nation working in conjunction with the city of Durant, with the county, and things like that. That's something I think that that's a big name, and could be, a good partnership together. Can you expand on what that means then, and doing a little bit more than talking?
Absolutely. So, for example, they had expressed some interest in the past to have a sort of a 9th Street corridor where they would redevelop the 9th Street and lead kind of to sort of a gateway to the nation, a gateway to Durant, where it would funnel some of that tourism traffic. And I think that's one thing that they've expressed a lot of interest in over the last few years, and the city hasn't really been an interesting partner in that. So, and I think they realize that there are funding challenges, and I don't think that they would expect the city to pay for all that or furnish all that. But I think just some good faith movement toward those things very well may open some of those doors to do that. Choctaw Nation, for example, in Atoka, they partnered with the city of Atoka to get that Rebus place up, and that's done a lot for their downtown. If we can get a similar type of partnership for our downtown, I think it would open a lot of increase our sales tax, get a lot more traffic down there, and I think that would help quite a bit. But we just need to kind of reach out and be partners in these types of things, because I feel like the desire is there, and that's the same with infrastructure as well. I believe that they would like improving infrastructure as well. It helps their community. It helps their facility. It helps recruit people that they need to our community that potentially we don't have those jobs training here, to get those people here and to show that we can do great things here. I think they would be more than happy to be partners if they see a return on investment. And I think that's City of Durant as well needs to think about a return on investment. It's not just bricks and mortar all the time. It has to be partnerships. It has to be a return in the investment. And I think we will be able to do that with those kinds of things.
So voting is on Tuesday. That's the day of voting. I know early voting happens a little before that. I think it starts on Thursday. Tell us a little bit about then the voting, because they can vote for you, but they don't have to necessarily live in Ward 4 just to be able to vote for you.
Yeah, a little confusing with Durant sometimes with these kind of wards. There's 4 wards. There's actually 4 seats up, but Ward 3, Danny Shearer is running unopposed, so he gets to be reelected automatically. Ward 2 is going to fill Odin Gruby's seat because she had resigned. And then the at-large seat is vacant as well. Excuse me, in addition to our seat, which is vacant. Well, it's not vacant. I guess the current councilmen are not running for re-election is actually the truth. So even though you live in a certain ward, you can vote for all of them. So that's why you're seeing everybody all across the city, signs and knocking doors and that kind of stuff, because everybody votes for everything. So you can vote for me in Ward 4, and you can vote for Martin Tucker at large, and you can vote for Lauren Fuller in Ward 2. So we're not running against each other in that standpoint. I'm only running against Mike Davis. The other people I mentioned are running in other races.
Right. All right. So, folks, the opportunity to vote is there, and I want to encourage you, please avail yourself to that opportunity, because our voting privileges are just that. They are a privilege. It is a right, but it's also a privilege, and I consider it a duty too. So consider your candidates, and one of those is with me right now, Dr. Mike Simulescu from Texoma Pediatrics, to his business there. And that's, by the way, how can they get in touch with you at Texoma Pediatrics?
Absolutely. So if you need, we have the easiest way is call 580-920-1980. We also have a Facebook presence, but the easiest way is to give us a call. We also have a website, www.texomapediatrics.com, which gives you kind of phone numbers, just a little bit of information about us, but calling's the best. And like I said, more than happy to see children 0 to 18.
All right. Thank you very much, by the way, Dr. Mike, for being with us tonight. I'll wrap up our time together as I always do here. I want to remind you, please be wise, walk in love, do not walk in fear. If you want the whole breakdown of that, see me on Tuesday nights. I'll go a little bit longer, but it's a special night tonight, and I want to make the good use of Dr. Mike's time for being on here with us tonight. Dr. Mike Simulescu, who is running for City Council in Durant, and we appreciate you watching BCP Live, and we'll be able to be back very soon, Tuesday, if not sooner, next Tuesday night, and we will have election coverage next Tuesday night. So that's at 9 o'clock if you don't see us sooner. So thanks for watching tonight. Have a great night, and God bless you.